Is your company like a Lego man? You know, so generic that you can't tell it apart from any other business in the database? Take a look at this clip from Lego Movie. It explains it perfectly.
President Business, we're trying to locate the fugitive, but his face is so generic it matches every other face in our database.
Diabolical.
That's what I'm talking about. Some companies just don't stand out at all, and they fall into the mess of every other company in their industry. I can't tell you how many businesses that I've run across, let's say in data science, where they talk about time to insight or something like that, where like they think it's an original phrase. It's so overused, so cliched that everybody says it, everybody uses it, and it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't stand out at all. A lot of these businesses go towards what you see in the TV show The Boys. They called it corporate mayonnaise. And I think that's exactly perfect for it. It's just a bunch of extra bleh that they put in there trying to make themselves sound like they know what they're talking about. Usually, if you know what you're talking about, you can simplify it into the essence of what it needs to be, and you don't need to blow it out of proportion. You can say just exactly what there is for this. The other thing that I've seen in these companies that do this is they don't really have any direction. They're not taking a stand and saying, yes, it's this. It's more like, oh, I want to stand in the back and make sure that nobody really sees me. In a way, I kind of feel like they're part of the Japanese feudal system in the during the Edo period, where it's about loyalty, honor, and saving face. And that's all they care about. So be loyal to the big branch. Don't stand out. Don't make yourself known. Just save face and keep your honor. Now, keeping honor often means falling in line and not being distinguishable from anything else. Here's the thing, is that you can stand out. You can put forth a point of view that doesn't really have controversy and make it as if it is controversial. I'll give you an example. Tom Cruise and Christopher Nolan. Both of them have this thing about no CGI. I'm not going to use CGI. Tom Cruise more recently, but he does all his own stunts. He doesn't use stuntmen. He doesn't want this to be any kind of CGI. He wants it to be all realistic as much as possible. Christopher Nolan's even more extreme in this. Both very successful. Both put forth their ideologies, and it doesn't matter at all. I mean, what is the difference between no CGI or CGI? It's just a film. It doesn't really have any very big value or impact on our life. It isn't like, choosing a political ideology. They made an ideology out of, or an ideal out of just CGI versus live effects. Does that really matter? No, it doesn't. I think the best example is Victoria's Secret, because they have made an ideal and a value out of fantasy. That is their value system. I think that's just incredible. You take, fantasy versus reality, and you're like, we're going to be fantasy, and that's their value. You want to stand out, and maybe you don't. I mean, maybe that's not your point. But if you want to stand out, there's some things that I think can help. One, humor. I mean, just try to be funny, let it go, be light. Two, drama. I mean, the drama that you can have that really can sell yourself. Probably the best example of drama is Apple's 1984 ad, one of the best ads in the world, and it's full of drama. You got to realize this is a corporate company. This is something selling to businesses, but it worked. There you go. The most important part about this is fearlessness, that you're able to go forward and say, okay, this is it. And I'm able to say and not be afraid of what's going to happen. I'm not afraid of the consequences. I'm willing to take a stand. Most people don't do this. Most people are like, nah, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. And they want to hide in the background. And you can feel it in the company. You can feel it. It's like, well, I'm not really trying to stand out. I'm kind of just trying to blend in. So what are you trying to do with your company? I mean, is it important that you stand out, or do you just want to blend in? Do you want to be the Lego everyman where you're so generic that you blend into all the rest of the database? Or are you trying to, or do you have something that you can say, well, yes, I'm going to be memorable. I can remember this person. That is going to define your whole company, the way you do your marketing, the way and who you have as employees, the products you put out, the way you stand out or don't stand out as a company is all directed around this. So I don't know. Why don't you tell me what's important for you? If you think it's good to stand out as a company, and if you really want to, or you'd rather just blend into the background and be someone you can't tell the difference between A or B because, you're just a yellow face, you're just a plastic yellow smiley face and have, wavy curly hair just like every other Lego. So go ahead and tell me. I'd like to hear your response. Talk to you soon.